Hi, I'm Phoebe, and today I'm going to talk in slow, easily comprehensible English about the pros and cons of living abroad. Listen to this video to improve your listening skills. In the description, there will also be a transcript for you to follow and some exercises to test your comprehension skills. One of the pros about living abroad is that you really grow as a person. Living abroad facilitates personal growth because you spend so much time in new situations with new people, in a new culture. So it really pushes you. It gives you challenges that you have to face. And with every challenge, I think that you change, you grow as a person, and you develop skills that you might not have had before. For example, when I first moved to Vietnam, I initially felt very scared. I was completely out of my comfort zone. But ultimately, these difficult situations, like doing bureaucracy, doing the paperwork and all of the documents, these situations teach you to be resilient. They teach you that you can handle a lot of pressure, a lot of anxiety. Even though sometimes I found it a bit too overwhelming, sometimes I felt very stressed and I just wanted to go home. Ultimately, I now feel so much more confident in my abilities and so much more capable of being able to express myself, to communicate with people from different cultures. So I really value and appreciate the fact that I have had these challenges. They have changed who I am as a person. The second pro about living abroad is that you really get to experience different cultures. You learn so much, whether it's a new language, a new type of cuisine. When you go on holiday, when you visit somewhere for a week or 2 weeks even, you kind of get to know a culture or a place. You're certainly introduced to the people. You're introduced to things different to your own country, like a new history or new stories. However, there is a real difference between visiting a place for a week and fully being immersed in a new city, a new climate, a new culture. I think that when I've been on holiday in the past, I've scratched the surface. Scratched the surface is like I've just been introduced. I've just started to learn about something, but I've not really understood it. I've not really come to know a new place intimately. Whereas in my experience or in my opinion, living in a new city really forces you to get to know a culture different from your own. And this in itself truly expands your mind. It's like you've been looking at the world through one keyhole. This means you've had one perspective on things. And when you get to know another culture, when you learn a new language, when you talk to people who are from a different background to yourself, your mind is expanded. It's like you can physically feel your brain growing. It's a really rewarding experience. The third benefit, and this is quite personal, but the third benefit is that you can choose where you go. So you can choose somewhere with a better climate than your own home country. You can choose somewhere with nice food. You can choose somewhere with friendly people. This opportunity to choose really, I think, facilitates happiness. To have freedom over your life, to decide, I want to go here, I want to live here, gives you a kind of authority or an agency over your life, over who you want to be and who you are now. So this freedom of choice is immensely beneficial. In my experience, do feel so much happier to be somewhere that I've chosen to be. I knew that I wanted to live somewhere with a hotter climate. And I have to say that I do feel happier to live somewhere where it's hot. When you wake up and the sun is already shining, I just feel ready to start my day. I feel so much more content, so much more pleased, so much more energetic than I ever did in my home country. Some days I would wake up and it would be grey and gloomy and raining outside, and it was depressing, to be honest. It was not a good start to the day. I didn't feel excited to go about with my day, whereas now, no matter what happens for the rest of the day, I will always be happy in the morning just because of weather. I think the food here has made me happier. It's a really weird argument to make, but food is so much more fresh and local here, and I'm a big believer in you are what you eat. So when you eat fresh, local produce, yeah, naturally you're going to feel more healthy, more full of energy. So overall, all of these things massively contribute not only to your personal happiness, but to your personal growth, to your personal development. However, naturally there are also some cons or some negatives to living abroad. I think the obvious one, the first thing that I'll say, is that there is a certain amount of homesickness. I live very far away from home now, so it's not easy to go and visit my family. If I'm missing my mum, I can't just decide to go home for the weekend. Booking a flight home is very expensive, especially nowadays. And besides from anything else, it's not a 1-hour journey in a car. It's an 11, 12-hour flight. As I said, it's very expensive. So it's not worth it to go home for a couple of days and then be back in time for my next shift at work. I haven't been home now for a year, and I don't know when I'll go home next. So sometimes this can be difficult emotionally, for sure. One of the things that makes me miss home the most is the food. Now, I know that I said that the food in another country can literally change your body, change your mindset, but no restaurant in the world makes the same food that your mum makes. And there's something really fulfilling about a home-cooked meal. So I haven't had a home-cooked meal with my family for a very long time. And sometimes that's difficult. When it's a family member's birthday and you can't be there, those things are hard. I think the second and personally the biggest challenge about living abroad is that you feel lonely sometimes. Yes, you can meet lots of different people on different groups. Of course, there's expats everywhere you go, in every city, in every country. However, when you move a lot between different countries, it's difficult to make lasting friendships. If you're only going to be in a city for 3 or 4 months, even if you meet people, those friendships aren't going to become intimate or deep because you'll only be with them for a short amount of time. And you both know that you'll only be with each other for a short amount of time. So it can be difficult to uproot yourself again and again, or even if you just go to one city and you're staying there for a year or 2 years, you still have to start from fresh. It was very difficult for me to leave my home city where I had a nice base, a nice safety net of friends, of family, of people I had known for a very long time. And to be honest, I don't have anyone in my new city who I feel as close to as I do to my friends back home, or to my best friend in particular. So that can be challenging as well. Sometimes you do feel really alone. And being alone, being independent can of course be beneficial for growth, but sometimes it's just hard. And all you can do is go through that time, go through that period, and come out the other side of it. Thank you for listening. I hope you found that useful. Let me know how much of that you could understand. There will be a transcript in the description for you to read along as well if you would like to. And I will see you next time.